Got a Shimano STEPS charger here. This is my charging brick. This is the E6000. It's got input of 100 to 240 volts AC, and the output is 40 to 42 volts and 4.4 to 4 amps. So the problem I've been having is that I plug in the battery on my bike. The light comes on the brick here. The light comes on, the top light comes on the battery, and it flashes like it's supposed to when it's charging, but the battery never charges. I tried a different battery, and this other battery does the same thing. So I'm thinking it's in the brick. So I've got some tape here because this strain relief broke, and I wrapped some tape around it just to kind of keep it. So I'm going to take this tape off, check that out. But when I was feeling this end, on the output end, there's a lump in this cable, and you can kind of see that it's discolored here, and I can feel a lump in here. So I'm wondering if the wire is severed or partially severed in here. It's enough of a connection to make the light come on, but it won't charge. Let me cut this tape off, and then I'll cut this insulation open to see what's going on in here. All right, so I've got all the tape off of this and the input side, and this is the AC side, and this is why I had the tape on there. So the right here with the strain relief, the insulation had pulled off. I think it cracked, and so I had it wrapped with some tape, but the wires aren't severed, so I don't think that's the issue, and I just wrapped that tape on there to protect the wires. So next I'm going to cut this end open, and you can kind of see that it's misshapen here, and I'm going to see if there's something going on in here. All right, so I just made a very tiny cut here on the insulation. It looks like there's something going on in here. See right there? I think it's got a severed wire right there. Let me get it cut open a little more. Cut a little bit more of the rubber insulation off here, and you can see there, I thought there would just be 2 wires in here, since there are I thought there were only 2 conductors in the plug, but I guess I'm wrong. So I see a red here, which is severed, and a tiny green, a tiny yellow, and a black, which is not severed completely, but you can see the conductor poking through the insulation. So we definitely had a problem here. So what I'll do is I'm going to open up the brick. I think there's some Torx screws down inside here, and see if we can shorten this up, repair it, and pull it into the brick more. All right, so this is a T10. There are 4 T10 screws on the perimeter of this case. Hopefully I got them all loose. Let me double check this one. Okay, what is in here? It's a seal on the outside. These are 4 screws. There's a seal here, and it goes around each side. Alright, so there's a chunk of tape right here from something. So let me lift this out, lift the strain reliefs, and there we go. So that's what's inside of here. What I want to see if I can do is shorten this cable up, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like, so you can see the insulation here, and it goes through the strain relief, and the insulation is on the other side there. And I can't tell if that's molded together. I may not be able to do anything about that. This side, you can see everything's soldered into the circuit board. I don't think I can pull these wires through the strain relief. Got a little bit more of this insulation off. I'm really surprised that this wasn't shorting out, because both these conductors are severed, or you can see the conductors on the positive and the negative, and I can't believe they weren't touching. Unfortunately, there's not enough wire sticking out of this strain relief for me to make a solder repair. I'm going to have to try to pull the wires through somehow. I'm going to see how this strain relief works. I just noticed that when I pull on this red wire, if you look here, it's actually pretty loose. It's moving around pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is probably just cut this, strip it back, give me some more length to be able to pull it all the way through the strain relief, and then make some connections on this side. We've got more of this insulation pulled back, got it cleaned up a little better, and you can actually see that there are 3 smaller wires in here. You've got blue, green, yellow. Those all appear to be intact. I think they're okay here. Red, of course, was definitely completely severed. And then the black is just barely hanging on by a few threads, or a few strands of the conductor. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. So we got the black, and it's got some kinks in it here, so I might even cut this further back to get to a nice clean spot here. So let's cut it to here. And now, on this end, on the strain relief, I can actually pull those wires through the strain relief, the positive and the negative, like this. And now what I have to do is thread these 2 through the strain relief, and then pull the extra of the small colored wires through too. So, of course, I'd rather do some solder and some heat shrink and do all that, but I actually don't have it with me right now. I'm kind of stuck with what I got because I can't take the bike to the store because I have a dead battery. So what I do have are some insulated spade terminals. So I'm going to use these, get these connected. All right, so we've got our insulated spade connectors clamped on. Make sure they're solid. All right, so what I'm going to do here on the strain relief is just wrap it with some tape for now, because I didn't cut the whole cable, or else I could have pushed some heat shrink on here and probably made a better connection here with some heat shrink, but I'm just going to have to use some tape. So now I'm going to see what I can do on the input side, see if I can get these wires pushed through the strain relief. I can't tell, but this appears to be molded. I can't, but it just won't pull through. It's not pulling through, and I don't want to put a lot of more strain on. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to have to leave this like it is and just wrap some more tape on it here. Now I need to get this thing put back in. The tricky part, I think, is going to be getting the seal put back in where it goes. I managed to get the seal put in all the way around. Got the strain reliefs pushed back down. So now here's part of the LED here, and you can see the LED on the circuit board right down in here. Try not to get those wires caught in there. Got the cover back on. Get all these screws tightened back up. Get some tape on the ends here and then go test it out. I added some more tape here. Hopefully that'll keep it from happening again. So let me go plug it into the bike and see if it's plugged in. Lights on the brick. And we are charging. Awesome. It worked. Thanks for watching.